count it. Then I'm back up, name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up, 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter, when they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one, made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up, I had to get back up. I can't take no off, you better call back up. I'm running it down the field.
You ain't never tried, work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hey yo, I need that, big chips, man, I need that, hustle hard, on the job, you can see that, on my head is real good, we don't need your feedback, they clear the way with my crew coming through, what I do, lace up the shoes, chase W's, what I do, lace up the shoes, chase W's, now what I do, lace up the shoes, chase W's, yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news,
what I do, lace up my shoes, chase W's, great colored coops, oh no, I can't be number 2, MVP the league most valuable, they sweet as apple juice, talking trophies I done grabbed a few, can't match this attitude, I wear my heart on my sleeve, please, I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze, stop you in your tracks, it's not no preseason, we seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up, forget it, might as well forfeit, your team shouldn't even show up, what you wanna be when you grow up, they used to ask me, naturally I chose an athlete, competition never matched me, we ain't go together, like camouflage and polka dots, focus on your position, just know your spot, sure don't stop, it's a long season, they planning on winning for the wrong reasons, trying to get my number retired, can't let these frauds beat us, I figured out the recipe, never let opponents get the best of me, I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that, big chips, man, I need that, hustle hard, on the job, you can see that, on my head is real good, we don't need your feedback, they clear the way with my crew coming through, what I do, lace up the shoes, chase W's, what I do, lace up the shoes, chase W's, now what I do, lace up the shoes, chase W's, yeah, beats, leave it in the street.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young,
incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top is missing, fuck the opposition in. All that lane switching, this is what
Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
Mike 42, Mike 42. Switch up, switch up.
Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, we got to keep this stop here, D.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Stanford now to throw. And some space here. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
258. Let's go. One switch, one switch, one switch. 1030. Hey, box drop, box drop.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches, so as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got some turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the Lions' 8-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
No. Off. Hey, black. Hey, 88.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers! From a yard out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
1st and goal. Forget running the football. Forget establishing anything. Just put it in the end zone with the pass for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's the definition of catching the defense off guard there. They weren't expecting that.
And that totally goes against type, doesn't it? When you think 1st and goal from the 1, you're thinking running play.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Zadarius Smith, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. It's caught. Jones. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Johnson looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick, and the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. They almost gave it right back to him there with another interception of their own. And to be honest, he probably should have caught that and picked it off.
And he knows it, and he'll see it in film, and he'll see it in his dreams tonight when it's all said and done. But you almost felt like the excitement had been ramped up, and they were trying to get a big play right after that one.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
Brings up third and 5.
18.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Running right, Jones. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Stafford gives to Johnson on the draw. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Second and 10.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd down. Stafford. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. The dump-off gets him only 1, and now you're looking at a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So that last penalty making this 3rd down much more manageable. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 44-yard line.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Stafford throwing on target to Jones. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 32-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The Lions on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Stafford. This complete to Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20, 10. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This thrown quickly out to Jones. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down, it's Johnson, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun to give to Jones. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Stafford. And the catch made by Johnson. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They'll get 4 out of that, and it'll bring up a third down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He finds his man Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and the Packers pick it up. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
3 out. Under crunch. Go, Mike 51. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Hey, Delta. Let's go. Come crunch. I got one. Mike 319.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Antonio Callaway, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Prater for the extra point, and it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford, that's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. They're going draw play. Stafford to Johnson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Intended for Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
26. 51. That's
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
You draw quarters. 5.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Complete to Bryant. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day. Hey, echo. It's going to be a long day.
To throw is Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Box it. Hey, orbit. 65. Over, flip again.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now a first down carry by Jones. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll go again to Jones. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Alpha.
51, Mike 51. Let him know.
Here's Rodgers operating from the gun. Bryant has it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, able to record his 5th sack of the season. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
51 to Mike, boys, 51. I'm coming.
Hey, seam 6.
From the gun, Rodgers letting one go. Touchdown, Packers! As his guys are in for 6. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point good by Prater, and it is 28-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Stafford. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
First down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready?
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go to Johnson again. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched it. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 27-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season,
touchdown, Packers! Aaron Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Stafford going long here for Wallace. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Here now the punter Martin booming this one away. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Check. Mike, 55.
Again, it's Jones. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Hey, 88.
Rodgers on 3rd down. And Adams has it, complete. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jones. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. Has
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Set. Yellow 80. Check. Yellow 80. Watch the run. Watch the run.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles. What does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game. And then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. And some room to roam now. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
The quarterback keeps it.
Ready? 60 outlaw. They can't hang with us.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard.
Let's go now.
He's now
15
third and
line.
13.
15 line.
Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot.
Let's go.
And they take a knee.
The quarterback keeps it. A loss of a yard.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra speed.